Hello and welcome, dear students. We are meeting today for our English online lecture series. And I'm going to start with the first grammar topic in the class today. Now, grammar. Students, what do you think? Is grammar only required for exam? Obviously, yes. If you think from your point of view, don't you study grammar only for scoring marks in the exam? But no, all right, you actually need to learn grammar so that you understand the correct sentence construction, so that when you are writing or when you are speaking, your English is grammatically correct. Now when I say grammatically correct means you know all the rules very well, you know where to apply those rules, in what situations are you supposed to apply the tenses, the adverbs, the articles, the prepositions, the voice, the direct indirect speech. All right, so don't study grammar just for scoring those few marks in the exam. That is not the entire point. Okay, if you study grammar keeping in mind the perspective that you need to speak good English, you need to speak correct English, you need to write flawlessly without any errors. That is not a distant dream, believe me. If you have got your basics correct, if you have got your basics, meaning the basic grammar also, all right, you might feel, oh, this topic is something I know, but then there might be something that you don't know. And the entire purpose of starting grammar from absolute basics is that I want you all to revise the concepts that have already been dealt in school earlier. You should check whether your concepts that have been taught to you or the concepts that you have understood, are they correct? Are you going on the right track? Are you using the grammar that has been taught to you correctly? If yes, then my dear students, you all are on the right track. So when you have to learn English, basically any language, there are two components: spoken language and written language. And grammar is integral, it's important in both spoken as well as in written language. So hence, students, let's all start with a very optimistic faith, keeping in mind that we are learning this grammar not just for exam point of view, but also for learning and writing correct English. Now, this language, English language, is not an Indian language, all right? It was, everybody knows that this language was brought to India, was brought to Asia, in fact, by our colonial rulers. They were the ones to start English schools, colleges, so that their language progresses. Okay, but today, students, it's just not limited to Asia or Europe. This language has become a global language. Each and every person is, if you want to have, if you want to grow, whether in your professional opportunities, professional arena, or personally as well, you need to know this language really well. It should not happen that you speak, that you write good English, but when it comes to talking, all right, when it comes to talking, the moment you open your mouth to speak a sentence, you speak wrong English. Just imagine the kind of impression you give to the listeners, to the ones whom you are trying to develop a communication. Hence, students, keep in mind that this grammar is to be learned so that we speak and write flawless, all right, English that is without any mistakes. Now, the topic that I have taken up today is a very basic topic. As I told you, you might think, why are we doing this basic topic? But believe me, good students also do not know where to use this grammar correctly. Hence, the first lecture, we just start with a revision. Here we go. As you can see, we are going to deal with the basic topic of articles. Now, articles, the topic might seem very small. You will say, what is the big deal about learning this topic? It is just about using a, an, or the. But how many of you know where to use it correctly? And as I said, there are exceptions. Not everywhere you can use a, or not everywhere you can use an. Again, the cannot be inserted everywhere and anywhere. It's not required. So, all these things matter a lot when you are writing or when you are speaking. All right, there are many institutes, or in your future, there are many interviews that you might have to give where this knowledge, basic knowledge, is tested. What you speak, what you present about yourself is going to matter a lot, and hence today we start with this basic topic of articles. Now, articles, I'm sure you all know this. A, and, the. These three are basic articles. Okay, we use them to point out to a person or people or things. Okay, an apple, everybody knows this. Okay, the Ganga. All right, I'm talking about a precise river, a particular name, the Ganga. Okay, or if I just have to say about a river flows down my house. There is a house on the hill. So why the hill? Because I'm talking about a particular hill. I'm pointing out at something. Okay, so the hill, there's a house on the hill. Or if you want to say, there is the haunted house, was not visited by anyone. So when I say the haunted house, I'm talking about a particular house that we all are referring to, or I want everybody to pay attention to. Yes, moving on to the third point, it is used before nouns. Now, nouns, students, nouns are names of persons, yes, places, things, animals. We have learned nouns right from very lower classes. They are known as naming words, isn't it? So there can be multiple examples. You will have to take a car to reach the Mumbai airport. Now I cannot say a Mumbai airport because there's just one airport in Mumbai which I'm referring to, and I don't want you to go to Bangalore airport or Kolkata airport. I want you to reach to the Mumbai airport. Hence, I'll say it's the. Okay, a car, because it's just a common noun. All right, you will have to hire a car. So again, you have to be really you have to think. It sounds very easy, but then you have to think where to use a and where to use the. Okay, now use of article a. Okay, it's an indefinite article. It can be indefinite, means it is not a precise article. There is no rule that I have to use a only for this and not for that. Okay, a, you can remember it as any. Okay, you can use it for any word, a general word. Okay, a doctor came to visit our school. Okay, so a doctor, I don't want to give his name, so a doctor. Okay, but or if I want to give the name of a doctor, then Dr. Shah came to visit our school. So I'm not using articles at all. I'm just giving out the name of the doctor. So there is no need in that case to use an article at all. Yes, students, there are rules where and how you should be using articles. At the same time, there are rules as to when not to use the article. Okay, so then it is definitely used before single countable nouns. Yes, anything that is single. I cannot say chairs. So when I'm using s, be careful not to use any of the article like a or an. I cannot say chairs. So when I remember, okay, so s when you're using, we don't use a or and. So it's used before single countable nouns. Okay, I cannot say a sugar, give me a grain of sugar. We don't use it because sugar, oil, these are things, you know, these are material nouns which there are different parameters to count those. There are different units to measure those. I use them as kg or liters, etc. Okay, now something important. It's used before a consonant or a consonant sound. Now, students, what are consonants? Consonants are all those alphabets, okay, except for vowels. We all know what vowels are. Yes, A, E, I, O, and U. These 5 letters are vowels, and rest all letters are consonants. Okay, so we use them before a consonant or a consonant sound. Example, it can be anything: a table, a chair, a lake, a student, a teacher, a door. So anywhere, you know, when we are, I said no, A is for, you remember it as any. Okay, so any common noun that I want to refer to in my everyday life, everyday usage, I can use A. Okay, a door, there's a cockroach. There's a cockroach near the door. So a cockroach. Of course, the cockroaches don't have names. A spider. So, you know, it's just any name, a general name. That is when we use the article a. After a few steps, I found a fresh trail. Now, what's a trail, students? Trail, trail is a path. It rhymes with rail, isn't it? So trail is a path. Okay, a path. Okay, not a cement road. Okay, a path that is made by walking frequently. All right, the ones that we have in forest, in interiors of villages. Okay, those are all trails. So after a few steps, I found a fresh trail. Next, an. Yes, now an is again an indefinite article. Yes, I do not use it for any precise or particular noun. It's used before single countable nouns, both a and an. What is similar between them? Okay, there are two things that are similar between them. Both of them are indefinite articles. Both of them are used before single and countable nouns. Okay, something that we can count. All right, you need to remember. Okay, that's the similarity between a and an. Both are indefinite and used before single countable nouns. Now, the major difference between a and an is used before the vowels or vowel sounds. There are some, there are exceptions as well to this, which we are going to see in the next slide. But right now, you need to understand that an is used before a vowel or vowel sounds. So vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. 5 vowels. Okay. So an ice cream, an eye. All right. An anchor. So scientists has made an excellent discovery. So excellent is, though it's not a noun, but it's an adjective. Yes, excellent discovery. But still I'm going to use an because I'm referring to discovery. All right, an excellent discovery. So students, you need to understand the similarities and the difference when I'm using a and an. Now, one thing that is important is When you're writing English, when you're writing or when you're practicing English at home, students, you need to understand every small grammar rule. Especially when you're writing, you need to think, am I referring to a definite thing? Am I talking about any particular thing? Or am I talking about any general thing? So accordingly, you will get answers when you ask questions to your own self. Okay, when you start thinking before you write, before you finish off your writing, you will make lesser mistakes, believe me. Okay, the mistakes that you're going to make are going to become minimum. Only when you think, when you ask yourself, what am I writing about, then definitely you will avoid errors. Okay, so now exceptions. Didn't I tell you? There are exceptions when I am using a and an. Now, the first rule. Okay, now there are people who say English is a funny language, and well, they are right. They are correct. Because yes, this is a funny language because there are exceptions to certain words, sentences, phrases. Okay, so now words that begin with a vowel, okay, they begin with a vowel, that is A, E, I, O, U, but they have a consonant sound. The sound that they have is not a vowel sound, but a consonant sound. That time, you know, since just because it's a vowel, I cannot blindly write an. For example, look at some exceptions that I have given. University. Now, just because university begins with a vowel U, I cannot write an. Why? Because when I'm using that vowel, I need to get that vowel sound as well. So here I do not get the sound for U. In fact, I get U sound, okay, the longer Y as I've given in the bracket, and that's definitely not a vowel. Hence, students, even though the word university begins with an alphabet U, I cannot be using an. I have to use a university. John goes to a university, okay, that way. So I cannot use an university. So students, you have to be a little careful. Once you understand the rule, the logic, I'm sure you're going to be better. European, again see, it's E. European starts with E. But just because it's a vowel, I cannot use an. No. Okay, because again, European, it again has the same sound of U, which is not, okay, yo, or I can say in other words, which is not a vowel sound. Okay, it's not a vowel. So even though all these three examples, they have A, they have, I'm sorry, they have U, university, E, European, O, 1 rupee note. Even though these three are vowels, I cannot just begin with an simply because they do not have that vowel sound. So what is the rule? Even if the letter is a vowel, but the vowel sound is absent, then we cannot use an. We have to use a European, a 1 rupee note. Okay, so one, I have it again, it doesn't have the O sound. Okay, like orange, orange, it doesn't have that O sound, it has a sound of W. Okay, 1 rupee note. So hence I cannot be using an. I have to use only. So there are these exceptions. University, European, 1 rupee note. Similarly, there are some letters which begin with a consonant, just the opposite of the first two. They begin with a consonant, but they have a vowel sound. All right, did you notice? Honest. I don't say her. The her is silent We do not say honest, do we? We say it as honest. Hour, I will be late by an hour. All right, so since H, the sound of H is not there, which sound am I getting? Honest, O sound, honest, R. Okay, so these are all vowel sounds. So students, we go by the sounds and not by the letters every time. So words that begin with consonants but have a vowel sound. So that time I'm going to omit using A. I'm going to use an honest boy. I will be late by an hour, or I'll be an hour early today. Okay, so these both are exceptions while using a on and. So it's not over. We go on to the next slide. Yes, again, as I have spoken, all right, if the noun is uncountable, okay, then it requires no article. I told you this, right? So we can use a and an only with countable nouns, something that we can count, a pencil, an eraser. But sugar, oil, we cannot count. All right, so these material nouns, students, we cannot use a or an. How much sugar do you need? Oh, 1 kg is sufficient. Or 1 spoon, 1 tablespoon. There are units to measure it in a particular or a specific way. Okay, so now we move with the last article. That's the. Now, a and an were indefinite articles, but the is a definite article. We use it before any noun, whereas wherever we want to, make it really very particular, or when we want to be very precise, okay, at that time we use the article the. Or in simple words, I can say that if I'm sure about something, then only I am supposed to use the. The old lady had never left Boripada. So the old lady, so I'm talking about somebody, some specific old lady, and not any general person. Maybe somebody who asked me was mentioning about a lady who lived in that house, and hence I've used the. Okay, then I can use it with superlatives: the best, the tallest, the most beautiful. If you have done degrees of comparison and if you remember the rules, students, you will remember that the is used with the superlative degree. The last bencher, okay, the best, the worst. So whenever I'm using the superlative degree, I am using the. So students, please remember, a and an are indefinite, but the is a definite article, because I know I'm talking about something very specific, something very, very particular, with words which are only once of their kind. Okay, we have only one sky, one moon, one sun. So which are some things that are only one in the universe. We use the without any debate or any confusion. You always remember to use the moon, the universe, okay, the sky, the earth. Okay, but I can say a tree because there are many trees. Okay, and again, water. I cannot say a water. It's wrong because again, water is uncountables. I need to be, okay, if I say I'm referring to a particular water in the bucket, then yes, the water stored in the bucket. Or I can just simply say water stored in the bucket. This is also correct English. Water stored in the bucket is smelling. It's not good for use. So, that is how you need to. So students, all these things you need to practice speaking, reading loudly. When you're reading your textbooks, you need to pay extra attention to the articles, and then I'm sure you will avoid the mistakes. Next. Yes, this is continuation. Used to refer to a noun already been mentioned. When I'm talking about something, as I just referred to the water in the bucket, okay, water is stored in the bucket. The water is stinking. Did you notice? I repeat my example again. Water is stored in the bucket, but the water is stinking. So, when I'm talking about the water for the second time, it's already mentioned in the first sentence. But when I'm referring to it again once more, then you have to make sure you use the. Okay? I ordered a book online. So I ordered a book online. Okay, I'm not referring to the book. It's just a book. The book contains beautiful pictures. So when I'm talking about the same book for the second time, I'm going to use the. Okay, the book contains beautiful pictures. Then it's used with collective nouns, group or class. Yes, the swarm of bees, the bunch of keys. Okay, my mother lost the bunch of keys. Okay, so see here, look at this sentence also. Mahatma Phule, he worked for the upliftment of the poor. So here, the poor meaning the class. I'm talking about the class. The middle class was suffering. Okay, so when I'm talking about a particular class, a collection, yes, I am supposed to use the without any debate. Again, look at, there's a list of where I should be using the. And students, even though has exceptions, okay, it's not that easy, but I'm sure you can get it if you go through these slides repeatedly. So, the is used with the names of the rivers. Yes, the Ganga, the Jamuna, which are ones of its kind. We don't have many Gangas, just one Ganga river, one Brahmaputra. So the Ganga. Again, same goes with the seas and the oceans. So students, remember to use the when we're talking about something that's one of its kind. We don't have many. We don't have duplicates. So when it's just one of its kind, you always remember to use the. So the Ganga, the Arabian Sea, the Himalayas, yes, the mountains, okay. Important books, yes, the Bhagavad Gita, the Constitution of India, it's just one. So whichever is just one of its kind. The Rajdhani, the majestic Rajdhani has resumed its services between Delhi and Mumbai. So I'm talking to the Rajdhani Express, which is just one of its kind. Okay, the Indians, the British. Yes, India was ruled by the British for more than 100 years. So the British. So what do you think? Isn't it easy to remember? As I told you, you need to apply logic with it. When you're reading your textbooks, when you're reading newspaper, just be very careful and just be very conscious as to where the articles have been used. Okay, so today when you go through this particular lesson, the target for today is that whatever you read, okay, whatever you read, pay attention or go through the articles. You know that particular topic, okay, is enforced in your head and you don't make mistakes. Okay, now, yes, the list is long. Okay, newspapers. All right, it's just one Times of India. So the Times of India, the Wall Street Journal. Okay, well-known places, monuments, the Gateway of India, the Red Fort, isn't it? Yes, I took my cousins to visit the Gateway of India. I cannot say a gateway. Come on, that's just, I remember a is for any. A is for any. So any means general, whereas the is very specific, very particular. So the gateway of India. Directions. Oh, the northeastern region suffers from or faces floods every year. Okay, so I'm talking about a specific region. Okay, whole families, the entire families, the Ambanis, the Tatas, the Birlas, the Azim, the Premjis. So, I'm talking about the high profile classes. Okay, so I'm going to refer to the middle class, the rich, the poor. Yes. Now, exceptional countries, all right. We always wonder, why don't we say the India? It's not correct to say the India. We don't even say a India. We just say India. Okay, we don't say, I repeat, we don't say the India also. We don't say a India also. India is important. But only when there is a collection of countries, then only it's a political title given to it, and hence it is the United States of America, because as the name suggests, they're all states which are united, and hence it's the United States of America, the United Arab Emirates, UAE. Oh, my cousin, he stays in the UAE. I cannot just say UAE, the UAE. Okay, the UK, the United Kingdom. So these are all political titles that are given to certain collection of states or countries, and hence it's the. But remember, don't write the India. It's just India. We all love our country, and it's just, we refer it with a lot of respect as India only. Next, yes, important, when to avoid the. This is also important, when to avoid the. As there are rules when to avoid a and an. Similarly, there are rules as to when to avoid the. I cannot be using the for every name. Okay, so see, proper nouns, students, proper names of people. I cannot say the John is my friend. No, not at all. I'll just refer to that person as John. Samuel, as I say India. It's just, the is not required at all. So John and Samuel are my friends. Okay. When proper nouns refer to a great person, yes, a great person. Okay, I can just say Shakespeare is one of the finest writers in English, one of the finest. So I've used the for superlative degree, the finest. Shakespeare is one of the finest, so the finest English writers. So with Shakespeare, I need not use, because the first rule, I need not use the with proper nouns. But then when I'm referring to that name in particular, then of course I should. For instance, Kalidasa is the Shakespeare of India. Kalidasa is the Shakespeare. So I'm referring to this writer, poet Kalidasa. I'm comparing him directly to Shakespeare. And hence, as Shakespeare is as great in the field of English, same way Kalidasa is important to us in Indian literature. Now, when I'm talking about, when I'm using a particular designation, Mr., Mrs., Doctor, so that time I do not use the article. I need not say I have an appointment with the doctor. No, not at all. Not required. Okay, the doctor, I have an appointment with the Dr. Michael. No, not required. Yes, but when I'm talking about I have an appointment with a specific person, an ophthalmologist, then yes, I can say. Otherwise, it's not needed when I use the word doctor. I have an appointment with Mr. John. I do not say the Mr. John. I just say Mr. John. Okay, but yes, students, whenever you've heard English news or you read English newspaper, how do they address our prime minister or the president? They are just one of their kind. Have you noticed? So they are always referred as the honorable president of India, the honorable prime minister of India, because as I said, the is very essential when I am referring to a particular person. Okay, now again, when to avoid the names of places, something that I already told you, cities. Okay, the example, my uncle might visit Mumbai next month. I might go to Pune next week. So, you know, these are all, there is no need to say the Pune, the Mumbai. No, okay, not used with places where visit is primary. Now this is something you need to understand, okay, because this mistake is very common among students. Okay, for instance, now you students go to college, so you know you can just say I'm going to college, okay, because that is a place where you go every day. That's what primary, the word primary says, you go there every day. You need not write or you need not speak or say that I'm going to the college. No, I'm going to college. Where are you going? I'm going to college. Okay, but yes, now you don't go to your school every time. So that time, if you want to say, then you can use the word the. Otherwise, I'm going to my school is also correct. But where your visit is just primary every day, then all right, students, you need not use the. I'm going to the doctor. Okay, all right, because you don't go to doctor every day. I'm going to the doctor. You can. That is also, you know, accepted. That is just accepted. If you can say, I'm going to the doctor, I'm going to a consultant, yes, then those places we don't visit every day. Okay, so see, let's just go through the examples. The boys go to school, so everyday purpose, hence there's no need to say the school. Okay, mother is working in kitchen, so mummy usually works in the kitchen, right? So you know there is no need to say the kitchen. So this is something, these mistakes, as I said, I'm sure you make it every day, isn't it? So you know you need to be careful about it. If the visit is primary every day, then you need not, you can just omit the word the. But then special purpose, if the purpose is special, the doctor, okay, we don't visit every day, and hence the. So similarly here, the second example, the lady had come to the school, okay, to inquire about admission. So you know she doesn't come there every day. So she had just come for inquiry. So doctor comes to clinic by 10. Of course, obviously doctors, they are supposed to visit clinic or hospital. So that's their primary purpose. So hence there's no need to write the clinic. I can just write doctor comes to clinic by 10. But look at the last example. I made a visit to the doctor's clinic for some test. Okay, I made a visit to the doctor's clinic. So I'm going there for a particular purpose. So students, I hope you have understood these all exceptions and where to use all the three articles. Okay, and now time for some exercise. I have done a lot of explanation part, and students, now these are all some interactive sentences that you're going to see on the screen. Okay, you can read the sentence. Of course, I'm going to read right now, but for practice, you can also read the sentences. You can take your time, solve them, and then cross-check the answer. So, fill in the blanks with suitable articles. I am as happy as dash cricket here. Now here I'm not talking about the game cricket. I'm not talking about game cricket. I am talking about the insect. I'm the cricket insect is supposed to be a very happy-go-lucky insect. Okay, a very happy insect. Even if it gets to eat, it'll eat, or it'll just keep on, making that creaky noise and it'll keep on flying. So I am as happy as dash cricket here. So students, what do you think? What is the correct answer? Shall we have a look at the answer then? Yes, if you've got a as the answer, then you're correct. I am as happy as a cricketer. So students, remember, when you're the very first example is a simile. So whenever you're using similes, we use the article a. Okay, as beautiful as a princess, as pretty as a fairy. Okay, so when I'm using a simile, remember to use the article a. Now, next one. Dash multi-directional assault emerged as dash best strategy. Now, I read the sentence once. You can read the sentence again in your mind. Take your time and then just press when you get the answer. Okay, you can stop your video over there and then you can again turn it on. You can again restart it. So, a multi-directional assault emerged as the best strategy. So, the best, why? Superlative degree, isn't it? So, the best. Okay, a multi-directional assault. So, this is just common, any, general. Next sentence. Dash first requirement is dash pragmatic plan. Now, shall we go for the answer? Here we go. The first requirement, yes, is a pragmatic plan. Okay, we're talking about a practical. Pragmatic is practical. So, a pragmatic plan. Next, there are many more sentences for your practice. Yes, the fourth one. I handed over dash 100 rupee note to dash doctor as his fee. Come on, think. I handed over a 100 rupee note to the doctor as his fee. Now see, here I'm referring to a particular doctor, hence the doctor. Okay, I've just given a 100 rupee. Rupee itself tells me that it's singular. Okay, I cannot write, there's no need to write the 100 rupee note or 100 rupee note because there are many 100 rupee notes in the purse. So I can just say a 100 rupee note, but to a specific doctor. So the doctor. Next. 4. Dash first time in India's military history, Dash TV channel had covered this event live. Yes, for the first time in India's military history, a TV channel had covered this event live. A TV channel, the first time. Okay, first time can be only one, right? So particular first time, the first time, a TV channel. Next, Dash Battalion hoisted Dash Indian tricolor on Tiger Hill. Yes, the battalion. Battalion is again collective noun. Yes, refers to the army. So the battalion hoisted the Indian tricolor. So both are very specific. Hence, the in both the places. So students, how is it going? Are you getting it right? Even if you get a particular answer wrong, it's okay. Don't worry. You can just go through the video again just for revision. Dash journey with him was dash moral lesson on natural courtesy. A journey with him. Okay, it's just any journey. So a journey, I've told you, a refers to any, was a moral lesson. There can be many moral lessons. So just a moral lessons on courtesy. Okay, being polite, being good. Next sentence. He felt his route to Dash Island was not going to be dash easy one. He felt his route to the island. Yes, a specific island. He's going to that specific island. So route to the island was not going to be, this was easy, isn't it? I'm sure everybody has got it correct. An easy one. Okay, an easy one, because E is a, yes, it's a vowel. Dash policeman saw dash man down dash street running away. Now three dashes. You think and answer. The policeman. Okay, we're talking about a particular policeman. So the policeman. Of course, they are not, since it's just one, you're talking about only a particular policeman saw a man down the street running away. You know, we cannot have repetition of same articles. The policeman saw the man down the street. That's wrong. That's not usually grammatically correct. The policeman saw a man down the street running away. She is dash artist married to dash European singer. She is an artist married to a European singer. Remember, even though E stands with, E is a vowel, we cannot use an, because when we say European, we don't get the sound of E, we get U sound. So that's wrong. So she's an artist married to a European singer. So O. Dash crowd felt regretful after punishing dash innocent man. The crowd, collective, isn't it? Felt regretful after punishing an innocent man. Okay? The crowd, an innocent man. The crowd, as I told you, it's collective. And then it was dash beginning of dash new journey for him. Yes, it was the beginning, a specific beginning of a new journey for him. Okay, journeys are usually general ones. So, you know, a new journey for him. The beginning, but a new journey. So, students, what do you think? If you've got, as I told you, most of the answers are correct, then good, great going. But if you've got one or two mistakes, it's just okay. You can anytime go through the video, once again, try to understand the rules, all right? And I'm sure you are going to get it. Yes? So here, a few more. Dash climb down was more dangerous than dash climb up. The climb down was more dangerous than the climb up. Okay, the climb down, a specific climb down. They're talking about a specific journey, an expedition. For advertising, he grabbed dash empty box and sketched dash first ad. An empty box. Yes, for advertising, he grabbed an empty box and sketched the first ad. Okay, the first ad. Dash next day, dash king arrived, humming dash happy tune, three dashes. The next day, the king, I'm referring to a particular king, the king arrived humming, I cannot say the tune, a happy tune. Because tune is something general, isn't it? But king is specific. So the king. The next day, the king arrived humming a happy tune. So students, with this, we have just come to the end of this particular session. I just hope you all go through this particular topic once again. As I told you, even though no matter how basic it sounds, how simple it sounds, it is not simple. You do make mistakes, which I don't want you to make. So on this note, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. See you soon.